For centuries now, ships have followed the same maritime route between Asia and Europe. Now China wants to open a completely different route across the top of the world. As Arctic ice retreats, Beijing is turning a once impenetrable frozen frontier into a potential new trade corridor. And the price is enormous, to say the least. Let's break it down. A route that could essentially slash sailing times between China and Europe, reduce dependence on crowded maritime choke points, and give China a new strategic link to Western markets. China calls it the Ice Silk Road, and if the route proves commercially viable, it could do more than just shorten a voyage. It could basically redraw the map of global shipping. According to a Financial Times report, Chinese container shipping company is preparing to launch a regular service through the Arctic, linking Ningbo on China's east coast with Felixstowe in Britain. Now, this weekly service will travel along Russia's northern coastline through the Northern Sea route. Sea Legend, the company, reportedly chose the name Ice Silk Road as a modern reference to the ancient Silk Road that connected China with Europe. The route could cut the usual 40-day sailing time between the two ports by roughly half. Interest in the North Sea route is also growing. The route recorded 23 transits last summer. That was up from 15 in 2024. Of course, climate change is also helping open the passage. And research from the University of Southampton also found that peak winter Arctic sea ice fell 5.8% between 2024 and 2025. That's the largest decline on record. The strategic attraction here is also quite clear. Ships can potentially avoid major choke points like the Strait of Hormuz, the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, where security threats have repeatedly disrupted shipping since February this year. In fact, the Arctic boom is also driving demand for specialized vessels. Maritime data showing 167 ice-class ships were built last year, the highest number in more than a decade. At least another 164 are due to be built this year. The United States is also aiming to increase its presence in the Arctic, directly challenging Moscow and Beijing. Russia already dominates the region with more than 40 icebreakers and a growing military footprint as well. In October last year, US President Donald Trump, remember, signed an agreement with the Finnish president, basically to expand America's fleet of icebreakers. In case you're not aware, icebreakers are specialized vessels designed to cut through the ice-covered waters, thereby ensuring safe navigation for other ships. Under the deal, the US Coast Guard will acquire up to 11 cutting-edge icebreakers to strengthen national security in the Arctic. The Arctic region covers nearly 1/6 of the Earth's landmass. The region is estimated to hold nearly 20% of the world's undiscovered oil and gas reserves, making it one of the most resource-rich and politically sensitive zones on the planet. But the Arctic remains an unforgiving environment at the same time. Crews must navigate shifting ice, extreme weather, sometimes without reliable GPS. A vessel can also become trapped if the icebreaker support is unavailable. That's how risky it is. Unlike major global shipping lanes, the Arctic has limited infrastructure for emergencies, firefighting, medical assistance, and rescue can be extremely difficult when something goes wrong. For China, the Ice Silk Road offers speed and also strategic reach. For global shipping, it represents something far bigger, the possibility of a new trade highway emerging from a rapidly changing Arctic. Onto a special report. Even as Trump's aim to secure enriched uranium from Iran remains a pipe dream, the US has managed to get its way in another country. According to a report, the US now has brokered a deal whereby the International Atomic Energy Agency will soon remove nuclear material stored at a site in Syria. Now, the facility in question is Site 99, where the previous Bashar al-Assad government had reportedly stored residue nuclear material from the Al-Kibar site. It is nearly 450 kilometers northeast of Syria's capital. The US accused Syria of building a secret nuclear reactor at Al-Kibr with North Korea during the tenure of Bashar al-Assad, who was sentenced to death in absentia. However, back then, Syria denied this and asserted that it was an unused military facility under construction. Now, it's important to highlight here that the West Asian nation is a signatory to the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, which basically allows use of nuclear energy for peaceful purposes. In September 2007, though, things took a serious turn when Israel bombed the Al-Kibr site. IDF released footage which showed a target locking onto a building that is blown apart afterwards. Plumes of smoke were visible in the aftermath as Israeli security personnel monitored the operation. However, Syria did not retaliate back then, citing that Israel had struck unused military infrastructure. But Israel acknowledged having carried out this strike only 11 years later in 2018. 11 years. According to the Israeli military, 4 F-16s and 4 F-15s were involved in the operation, reportedly, which lasted 4 hours. Defending the strike, it cited the strategic implications in Israel, Syria, as well as the rest of West Asia. It noted that ISIS later overran the province in which this nuclear reactor is located. Israel claimed to have destroyed the nuclear reactor in its strike. According to Axios, the nuclear material transferred to Site 99 included yellow cake, which is a powder from uranium ore, which can be eventually enriched as part of a nuclear cycle. The report added that this material can be used to build a bomb that disperses radioactive material to contaminate an area. Following Bashar al-Assad's ouster, the IAEA got the nod from the al-Shara-led government last year to access and inspect former nuclear sites in Syria, including Al-Kibr. But what was the immediate trigger for America to push for the removal of nuclear material from Syria? According to the report, it was Israel, which reportedly raised alarm. Several weeks ago, Israel detected movements in the area around Site 99. Subsequently, it became concerned that the new Syrian government was trying to access the nuclear material with Turkey's help. That's not all. As per the report, Israel threatened to bomb the site if the nuclear material was not removed. The Trump administration thereafter asked Israel not to take any action and scrambled to reach an agreement between IAEA and Syria, basically to prevent another escalation in West Asia. Even as Trump and al-Shara share a good rapport, the current incident is yet another manifestation, it seems, of the lingering mistrust between Israel and Syria. And that's because the Assad dynasty, which ruled the country for over 5 decades, played a crucial role in empowering Hezbollah and training its fighters, reportedly. The Lebanon-based outfit also, remember, fought alongside Bashar al-Assad's forces in Syria's civil war. And while this changed after al-Shara took over, Syria and Israel are yet to establish diplomatic relations. In May this year, the US, along with experts from the IAEA and the UK, removed all remaining enriched uranium in Venezuela, remember. The material was subsequently transferred to the United States. And this came months after America captured Venezuela's leader, Nicolas Maduro, and his wife. However, with Iran refusing to give in to any pressure, the question of enriched uranium remains unsolved in the ongoing talks between the US and Iran. A new study says Michigan's lake sturgeon may live for as long as 427 years, turning these already famous living dinosaurs into some of the oldest freshwater animals on the planet. Researchers from Michigan and Wisconsin reached that estimate after analyzing 44 years of data from 5 lake sturgeon populations in the Great Lakes. And they repeatedly captured, measured, marked, and released the fish, and then tracked their growth when they encountered the same animals again years later. Unlike humans, they continue growing throughout their lives. Researchers use those growth patterns basically to estimate how long it would take a fish to reach a particular size. According to the study, a 63-inch male could live between 90 and 279 years. For females, the estimate stretches even further. A 71-inch female could live anywhere from 99 to 427 years. Earlier research had placed their maximum age at about 150 years. Just for perspective here, Greenland sharks can live for up to 512 years, making them the longest lived vertebrates known to science.